What have we got for the beer o'clock today, Ant?
Hey Pep, I reckon Bridgedale socks.
Whoa!
Alrighty, we have Drop Brewing. Now this is called the Party Ram. Pretty cool. Nice can. Should we give it a taste test?
Give it a try, eh? Cheers. Oh, that's nice. Actually, nice and smooth.
That is really nice. Now this is a 6.6%, so it's it's on the stronger side. But we've shared it, and it tastes pretty good.
It actually is really good.
It's very good. Anyway, we've got Bridgedale.
We do.
Where are Bridgedale from?
Ireland.
Ireland. Now these guys have been around for a long time. They've made socks for many years. They're actually exclusively a sock brand. That's all they do. So they've refined how they make their product over the years, and they've come up with a really good range. Yeah, very comfy range. Should we run through from the thinnest?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So, kick it off first. We have the liners. So these are designed, to go underneath your main sock that you wear. They reduce friction as well. They can keep you warm or keep you cool at the same time. So the difference between these two, this is a thermal liner. So it's designed to keep you warm. This is a Cool Max, so it's designed to keep you cold.
What's Cool Max though?
It's like a sort of a synthetic blend.
Right.
So merino, typically you find a lot of socks with merino, they will have a insulating factor to them or a temperature regulation, where Cool Max is, with a synthetic fibre, is designed to cool your feet down. So in hotter days,
Perfect for hotter days.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they're your liners.
But in winter, like this time of year, where it's a bit chilly, I'd probably go merino, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'd go
So you're still going to get good breathability. They're still going to be really warm, but they'll be super comfy too.
Exactly.
But they're quite a thin sock, aren't they?
They are. They're not something that you would wear on.
Yeah.
You would want to wear on their own.
Yeah,
They're not very comfortable that way.
You use them behind another thicker sock.
Yeah. What do we got next?
We have, we've got your trail runs. So this is merino. What you'll find is that on all their packaging, they've made it as clear as possible to understand what they're actually offering you. So obviously Bridgedale, they've got the trail run. This is the ultralight, T2, and then it's merino sport. If it's not merino, it'll say it's got Cool Max, so it's super easy. The nice thing is they've got your low heights, so you know what you're getting, how high is the sock going to be, what warmth ratio and cushioning you're getting out of it, and then you've got a size chart here as well. Make sure you get the right one. If it's too tight on your foot, you'll wear them out fast, you won't get as warm. If they're too loose, they'll slip, so make sure you get the right size. So you got your trail run, which is really, it's still quite a thin sock. It's still got plenty of padding to it. Good for, as it says, trail running. To be fair, you could use this walking as well. It doesn't have to be actively running. But these guys here are a low height, so they're going to go kind of to the shoe height, really. Each to their own in terms of what you prefer. I like a crew cut most of the time for when I'm on running. It's just a comfort feeling for me. But some people like to have a sock that's lower down for sure.
Yeah.
So you got that guy there, and then that's the men's version. This is the female version. That's the colourways they've provided. Merino at this time of year is going to be definitely better if you want to keep your feet warmer. I run up on the hill on the weekend and I chose a merino sock and definitely noticed the difference versus taking a synthetic. But when it gets in the warmer climate, I tend to switch it around a little bit. So you got to work out what works for you. So that's your trail run, ultralight. Then what we jump up to is a hike, is it?
Yeah, we're in the ultralight hiking. So now we're jumping up to the hiking based ones. So these are the ultralights. They are designed well for fast packing and really warm environments as well. Here you get two different styles. You get Merino Performance and Cool Max. So as we were saying before, Merino Performance, comfort and warm, where the Cool Max would be like your summer sock. Yeah, and then with these as well, you're going to get a nice sort of 3D heel cup to them, so you're going to keep it nice and supported through there, as well as an elasticated arch. So it's going to stop most of the sock moving around your feet.
Yeah, look, we've even got one out. How's that? That is a good description of what, or explanation of what Pat's just described. So you've got a good 3D arch there, heel cap, and then this is a low cut. So remember we talked about the low height, that is what you're looking at, so to shoe height. Cushioning, the cushioning is under the heel and under the toe box, and then you've got a bit of thinner material here, so there's a bit of ventilation happening, and it carries on top, so you're not going to be too thick when you, in terms of like your foot into the actual shoe itself. It's not going to change the volume too much, and then still a nice elasticated band to it, which holds itself really well. And I actually find these don't move.
No, they stay held. They hold quite well.
They hold well, don't they? They're not restrictive as such, which is great. So that's your hike, and well, that's a cool max version. What's next? We've got the merino version, don't we?
Yep. So you got your lightweights now.
Yep. So what's the go with lightweight? It's just a slightly thicker material.
Yeah, we're just sort of stepping up into the range. So you can have like a slightly higher percentage of merino with them. They do all give those details on the back, which is quite nice. So again, you're just increasing the cushioning. That's really about the major differences, and again, you're up to a crew height now.
So you can see the difference. So getting a higher boot, you want to make sure that your sock does go up high enough, because otherwise you're going to get the footwear rubbing on your skin. That's not really so comfortable, and super comfy. There's you can't even feel the seams on them, like they're seamless, so which is nice. Yeah, I mean, I've never had an issue with Bridgedale socks. I've just had pure comfort, which is what you want. So you go thicker and thicker. Now, I wear the mid-weights. This is probably my go-to. What do you reckon? Someone doing just general hiking, wants a really nice cushioned sock?
Yeah, no, perfect for that. And occasionally as well, if it's a warm day in the Alps, you could probably push up on some of the mountains too.
Yep, and then this is actually quite a soft upper, so it's actually not too, like some socks, like just hugs the ankle to a point where it's just like, actually this is too tight. This is soft, it's nice, but it stays in place, and I really like it. Now, what I've noticed when I wash these is there's no shrinkage.
No.
That's kind of cool. So merino, typically if you wash it and then dry it, it might have a bit of bounce back. But the big thing is that because these are a mix, so you've got your new wool, you've got your merino wool, your nylon. Nylon's going to give it a bit of shape, bit of durability. And then you've got your polypropylene, and then lycra. Lycra's going to give you a bit of stretch. It's going to give you a really durable sock, really. That's kind of what it's doing. And it's going to maintain its shape. And then when you wear it for a long period of time, going for a hike, it's going to stay like this, which is really, really nice. So you've got the hike there, you've got merino performance, merino comfort. Essentially the cuffs change, this becomes a little bit softer again. It's a slightly different weave, you can kind of see that. So this might be hard to see on the camera, but essentially it's just a slightly different weave. So breathability is still going to be good, it's just a different feel. Still same durability. And you've got the women's versions, which are here. Now I think the women's colours are pretty cool. Sometimes I wish the men's came in it, but they don't. But that's okay. And now we've got the heavyweight ones. What would you do heavyweight ones with?
Mountaineering.
Mountaineering, eh?
Definitely my favourite ones in the bunch. Yeah, so pretty much, again, they're designed now purely for warmth, keeping you cold, well, in the Alps here, as well as overseas. So yeah, I personally rock the performances. They're designed warmth in incredible altitudes as well. So.
And what you'll notice is, you see that scale? It's changing. So you can kind of see it's just gradually getting more cushioned, more warmth. You're getting the best of the best in terms of like optimal comfort and warmth out of this one. So that's getting quite thick. Now, I think when you're getting a real thick sock, sometimes your boots choice can change a little bit in terms of sizing and volume. So just bear that in mind. I think most people would go for a mid-weight. That's what I'd run. But if you get really cold, definitely get the right sock, but just make sure it fits with the right boot, if you get what I mean. Now, this one here is this is a bit different, isn't it?
It's very different.
What do you use yours for, mate?
I use mine for alpine trail running, when I'm dealing with like cold temperatures, a lot of water.
Because your shoes aren't waterproof, are they?
Oh, no.
So the water's going to go straight in, straight out, but in winter you don't want to freeze your feet.
Exactly.
So you find these pretty good, eh?
And they're great as well for like, say you want a waterproof shoe like through winter, but you want something more breathable through summer, you can mix the two like that with a non-waterproof shoe, and you've got kind of a shoe that does almost
everything. Which weight do you use? Lightweight, midweight, heavyweight?
I go midweight, just for
Midweight.
something in between.
So you've got two of them. Now you'll see that they say the same thing. They're both midweight, but this is a knee length, that is in boot length. What one do you go for?
I got the boot.
Boot. So if you have an inkling that you want to go for a slightly longer sock, the knee one is there, but most people would probably be okay with the boot. That is the midweight, and then you've got the heavyweight. The heavyweight's going to be the thickest weight that they do. So essentially the way it works is you've got a liner packed between the two layers of merino, which is really, really handy. And as a result, it kind of essentially is a barrier. So unfortunately, being a waterproof sock, the breathability isn't quite as high as these guys, but it'll still be pretty good. So anything going in is going to hit a wall, and it's going to say, hey, no, I don't want to go any further, and it's going to dry out. Whereas all these socks, the water's going to go straight through, and it's going to keep going. So really, really handy this time of year. I reckon there's a few staff here that even use them in mountaineering boots and all that. Like, there's definitely like multiple uses. Rocky was out the weekend, he had a pair of these on for trail running as well, so it's pretty common now. But they're super practical shoes, or socks, so to say, for in your shoes. I think we've kind of covered it all, haven't we?
Pretty much,
It's pretty good. Now, we've got all this in stock. It's quite a big range, isn't there?
There's a huge
You got so
range.
much choice. How good's that? I reckon if you're after some socks, some decent socks, come in, have a look at them, have a feel of them, work out what size works for you, and give them a really good run. Because I've been using the midweight hikes for a while now, and I truly rate them. Nothing but good things, to be honest. They're a good brand. Yeah, come and see us.
Hell yeah.
Thanks, guys.